Good afternoon, brothers and sisters again. Doug White down here in Alabama. Up here in Alabama to some of you out there. Thought I'd get back on here and talk a little bit more. Got where now I don't have time on a 15-minute tape to even say anything. I used to couldn't make it through one of them, but I'm getting more relaxed now around this camera. And I'm putting things out for my kids to download, or you can get the rest of the work and listen in on to see too what this old man's thinking about. Is this a game? I use these for toys. Is this a game? Best toy in the world. I kept one of them busy the other night for about an hour. Is this a game? Is this a game? Yeah, it's a game. Yeah. My little grandbaby used to say that. I was trying to get a nap in the lounger one time, and she'd crawl up on my chest and say, "Let's go outside. Let's go outside and play." It was cold, and I was lazy, probably watching that boob tube, some made up story, and she jumped up on my chest and said, "Is this carry me outside, Grandy?" She used to call me Doug, and anyway, and then and I'd push her off, and let me go back to sleep, and she said, I kept doing it over and over. She'd crawl up and I kept doing it over and over. And finally, she stopped and she says, "Is this a game?" Me pushing her away, telling her to let me go back to sleep. That she made a game out of that. And what I was saying, she could make a game out of it anyway. I felt so bad and got to tickle it, and that's why I went outside for a few minutes. But anyway, that's where that got from. Is this a game? Yes, it's a game. I keep one of these in my pocket to account sometime for the kids. Anyway, I get to going too fast. I'm gonna start talking slower and try to get in what I'm trying to say. Get back to that what we was talking about in that other video about the this so-called debate. Look, I'm not saying that was a legit debate. They had three on this side and three on the other side, and they were all sitting in the dark, and the ones that were on the flat earth side weren't very good debaters, and you was wanting to help them out. And the one on the other side was, they were these real, intellectuals, Of course, the earth is, they wouldn't look at any evidence. But they say stuff like this. Well, the globe Earth is unquestionable. It's backed out by bukus of evidence. And then you're sitting there waiting. But what is, give me one evidence, of science. No, bukus of scientific evidence. And so you're sitting there thinking, well, give me evidence, but they don't ever say, they just say, it's backed up by scientific evidence. They don't give you one evidence. I'll give you one evidence that all the oceans of the earth lay level. Most of the earth, according to them, is covered by water. So it's all level, and you hadn't shown me the curve one time. That's a simple scientific evidence. These glasses, when I put them on, take them off, I can't see anything. When I put them back on, I can see something. Well, that's the same thing as a camera lens. We know that these things work, and my son has one. You can see, you can put it out there and go 20 miles and bring a boat back or bring an object into view that should be behind the curvature. That's an evidence. Won't even consider that. We're told this by these wise men. See, these are wise men. Don't question us. But anyway, that's what that is. Not saying they probably the ones on the side that were trying to do the globe Earth. They probably know that the Earth is flat. They're just trying to keep up the delusion, working for the dark side. So that's all I'm gonna say on that. And besides that, you get into the debate with them. They act like well, look how open minded we are. We even letting these dumb ridiculous flat earthers here talk, debate it. Look how open-minded we are, No, they're not. Yeah. But anyway, that's enough on that. No, I don't even debate it anymore. I don't even debate it anymore because I believe that that's, a psyop in itself, to divert you from the real question, to get you off talking about, all the minutia and the shadows of the sun and this and that, things you can't really, nobody can really, and they get you trusting. If they can get you to not trust your senses, they can get you to say, they call black white and white black, then down the road they can fool you about anything, brothers and sisters. That's what I think this whole thing is about. And it gets your mind, and they want to get your mind on science and man rather than the one that made everything. All they can do is talk about something God made, in my view. They can talk about something God made, but they didn't make it. Any kind of knowledge can vanish away, brothers and sisters. I'm old enough to remember people that were the most brilliant people in our community, their knowledge before they left this world, all their knowledge vanished away. Couldn't add two and two. Chasing their wife around the house like a madman, stuff like that. So I'm just telling you, these people that are coming against God is up in heaven, and he's going to make his enemies his footstool. Think about that, brothers and sisters. All his enemies will be made his footstool in the fullness of time. All God's enemies will be made his footstool. And the last enemy that will be put down, destroyed, is death. Oh, death, where is thy sting? Oh, grave, where is thy victory? Made a little song about that yesterday called, what was the name of that song? The song was The Former Things. Yeah, that's the song I tried to do. I just picked it up, jotted down a couple of little words, and that's what came out. But the former things are going to pass away, brothers and sisters. All this is going to pass away. All these deceivers are going to get what's coming to them if they're not one of his elect. Might be some of those deceivers that are his elect, then in the fullness of time, they're going to be brought into his family because they're his elect. So that's why I don't get too mad with them. And, try not to say anything too bad. But I believe that little video is more than likely contrived. That where they're debating. They want you to debate. It's a waste of time, brothers and sisters, in my view. I don't believe in debating something that's obvious. And like I say, if they can get you to deny what you see with your eyeballs, your eyes, through the eye gate, and your senses, then they can fool you about anything. And that's what they're doing. Nobody's been to the moon. Nobody's been to the moon. Can't get up there. Can't get past his firm firmament. Can't get past his firm firmament. Nobody's been there. So, yeah, the whole world is living in a nursery rhyme, brother and sister, where it's make-believe all the time. And just want to put this little video out where I got my cup of coffee now. You can see I'm going a little bit now. I got my cup of coffee. What did I talk about in that other video? Oh, about the Vietnam. Yeah, that terrible war. Don't want to say much about it. It's just too heartbreaking. Lost some friends in that. And I was, I can remember, nowadays it's love it or leave it. And that's the thinking up to nowadays. That's what's been, I believe, programmed into the thinking nowadays, in football games and this and that. Love it or leave it, man. But my view at the time, I'm gonna tell you what my thing at the time was. My thinking of the time of the Vietnam War was, Lord, I barely kissed a girl. Help me make it through this. I was interested in girls. I was interested in making it through this terrible time, and so was a whole lot of other people in this country. I'm just telling you. I just want to put that out there. It back then it wasn't this blind patriotism that we have nowadays. Back then it was, Lord, help me make it through. In my view, might consider me, You know, I was just discovering girls. All these young men went off. Had several friends that went off, and their parents didn't have the money to send them to college, and they just went right on over. It's just a terrible thing. But we don't have it now, and I think it's because of that. But anyway, no, it wasn't. Nowadays, it's love it or leave it, you know. And it's just kind of a blind patriotism. Ask no questions. But back then, when I was in the people I was identified with around, it was like, I'm so short. And short back then meant I'm fixing to get out. I'm so short I could trip over a pencil. That's the kind of thinking it was back then. A whole lot of people thought like that. And besides that, we lost the war, and none of them people in the jungle have come over here and attacked us. Found out that the enemy was closer than we thought he was. But anyway, that's all I'm going to say on that. I sure hated that time. Don't want to even talk about that time in our history. And I hope we don't make the same mistake again. I hope we don't make the same. I hope it's not coming up on this other generation. But like I say, it probably is, but we just don't know. It's not on the television like it is now. Say we don't see all that on now. All we see is every time you go to the mall, there's somebody, you know, with missing a leg or something like that. We don't see that now. It's kind of, so we don't know how many people are getting killed in all these different places across the world. Okay, well, I kind of covered that. Again, if you want my little know more about my I got a little song out about Doug's War right at the top of the playlist there. If anybody wants to know my thoughts on the matter of war and what's going on across the world. Like I say, I believe in the Prince of Peace, and I'm ready for peace. I love peace. Like I say that after that war, or skirmish, or whatever they want to call it, I believe that the powers that be set out to change the mindset, you know, through propaganda, full out blitz, you know. They weren't going to have this again, all this. Of course, the whole country was divided, and it was a terrible thing. And like I say, according to them, according to the news, we lost the war. And here we are all these years later. Nobody's come from the jungle over there to jump on me. Well, that's all I know. So I'm going in this next video coming up, I'm going to talk some more about some different things that happened on my little travels across the country, and some life experiences that maybe my kids might want to download them. And so I'll be thinking I'm writing them down. I don't know that anybody's watching or anybody even cares about this, but maybe. I hope it can be some help to somebody. Like I say, nothing but compassion and mercy for anybody that was affected by that terrible war. And in my view, was just an awful, awful thing to happen in our country. And of course, you know, I think in the next video I might talk about even the Civil War. All right, peace and love from this old boy down here in Alabama.